Hello, everyone. This is part three related to the other Amsterdam vacation videos. So, yeah, like the subject I was talking about, how, excuse me, I was feeling kind of, excited on vacation to go to Amsterdam again with my fiance and my friends. We all reunited and um, we hadn't seen each other for a long time, me and my friends, and so it was like a big fun reunion thing. And in the daytime, Amsterdam's a really cool place. But at night it's like if you go anywhere near the red light district bit, it's just drugs and vice and prostitution and just it's sleazy. And if you're not that type of person, you're walking around because it's the thing to do and you're a tourist, and your friends who are a little bit more hedonistic are like, oh, just come along, we'll protect you, we won't let anyone touch you. And I'm like, yeah, no one's touching me, I'll be punching teeth. Like there'll be a lot of handless, teethless people if anyone touches me without my permission. But yeah, it's just really sad to see. And sorry if my voice is all breaking up because we just been like shouting, laughing, singing and in different bars and karaoke and stuff. And it really effed up my voice. I had no idea how much I was, when you're trying to shout over loud music and stuff, I didn't realize how much it was affecting my throat. And people are smoking because I think multiple drugs are like legal in Amsterdam, so everyone's smoking. And and my I don't smoke, so my throat is not used to being around all these, getting maybe a contact high, or it's affecting me. I don't know. Ugh, I didn't like it. But yeah, so I'm a fun person. I love having fun, but I also want everyone around me to be safe and having fun. So even if you're not part of my friend group or, the people I care about other human beings. It bothers me when I see one group of human beings treating another group of human beings like trash. So for example, walking through the red light district in Amsterdam at night, it's very, very obvious that the men are looking at the women who are the sex workers in the windows, whatever, doing the adult sex performances, whatever they're doing. They are seen as not even human by these tourists, by these majority males. It's very sad to see. It's like they're in a frenzy that they just want to use someone, and they don't care who it is or what that person thinks or feels. You know, it's relatively cheap, I suppose. So these males are just like, oh, look what I can get for just a little bit of money. And it's just really, really vile. I feel so sad that I don't know what these women's reason is for taking such a horrible line of work. I don't know if they don't have any education. I don't know if they just were brought up in an environment that did not encourage them to go out and get a better job. Because you don't have to be highly educated academically to go out and use intelligence to do a better job. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to be good at saving money, get a job that has decent money, and some jobs train you. You don't even have to have, over the top academic qualifications, but you have to be willing to try. I mean, a lot of these women looked like they were on drugs. They looked very cokehead looking, very anorexic. They didn't look sexy. They looked sad and pathetic, to be honest, and I felt really bad for them. Clearly, a lot of them had substance abuse problems. You could just tell by the look on their face, by the state of their body, their health. They just looked sad. And being an empath, I can pick up on the energy coming off a person. And it was clear they did not like doing that job, but they've got a fake smile plastered on their face. And it was just sad. Like, why are these poor women doing this horrible job? Like, this Amsterdam's not a third world country, and it's not the 1500s, like, or the 1800s. I don't understand why this is such a a big industry, and clearly they're not making enough money for them to get rich and then leave and then go and have a great life. Like, clearly someone else is making money off them. I don't know if people are keeping them hooked on drugs so that they stay there and stay weak. I really don't know. Obviously, everyone's situation might be different. I don't know. But I remember clearly just seeing just so many people, the tourists, the males, just the way they're speaking about what they're going to do and who they're going to use. And oh, it was just vile. It was like almost like a bloodlust, but for to use someone, to humiliate someone. Because to me, it felt like a humiliation ritual, a group of men all plotting to use a human being, a woman. They don't care about her feelings. She's getting little money. She probably has to give most of that money to a pimp or a manager, like whoever's controlling them or whoever they rent the window from or whatever. It was just gross. And I felt bad, because I mean, oh, excuse me. I mean, like, I remember years ago, like, one of my neighbors, when I was a kid growing up, he was from the Caribbean and he came to England, and his wife was from Copenhagen. And so she's Danish, right? Beautiful girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, a typical, like, Barbie doll Scandinavian person. Everyone thought she was beautiful. Her job before he met her and married her was in Amsterdam. She had gone over to Amsterdam and was in the window as one of these prostitute women or sex worker women. And no one wanted to talk to her because that used to be her job. She was very open about it. The guy even was open about it, saying, "Oh, I saved her. I saved her from that horrible life and married her and brought her to be a Christian and in the church and whatever." I don't think they had any children. I don't know why, but I just remember, like, even though I was a kid, like, people would talk, when adults would talk, so I overheard stuff. And at the time, I didn't know what they were talking about, the adult stuff. But obviously now as a grown up, you understand what they were talking about. You remember the words they said, but you don't understand it until later, right? And I mean, I'm not laughing at her, not at all. I'm just laughing at the fact that it's weird that when you're a kid, you hear so much and adults really think you're not listening, or they assume you don't understand, but you still remember stuff from years ago. So anyway, yeah, that stigma stayed with her, even though she was a beautiful woman. She didn't look like a drug addict. She could have been a supermodel. She was gorgeous. Everyone thought she was gorgeous, and she was kind. She was a decent soul inside and out. Even though she looked superficially pretty, but she genuinely was a kind soul, really beautiful lady, kind to everyone, right? And it was just so strange how I remember people treating her differently and whispering about her. Oh, she was a whore. She was in Amsterdam, And there was another woman, weirdly, who she was from a Caribbean background, and she had gone over to Amsterdam and had been in the windows and done all that stuff. And she was spoken about the same way. Totally different woman, different life experience, yet because they'd both been tainted by the people knowing that they'd been paid for sex or whatever they did over there, or danced in the windows. But obviously I think it was more than dancing. They were paid, for things, sexual things. And people always look down on the children. Like the Caribbean woman, she had a daughter, and I remember thinking, oh, what will the daughter think when she grows up and hears about this, And oh my God, I just remembered now, there was another person who was from a Caribbean background, and they were not over in Amsterdam, but they were taking money as a prostitute in the local area. And they weren't discreet enough because people were knowing about it and gossiping about her. But she was adamant that, well, I'm going to send my boys to university, so I don't care that this is the only way I can make the money to get them there. But she had twin sons, right? And one of them went to uni. I think she could only afford to send one to uni. So she sent one to uni, and that one did become a doctor or something. But the other twin became an alcoholic. But then he used to say he blamed his mum. He used to say the shame of her being a sex worker embarrassed him so much that to forget it, he would drink as a teenager or something to ignore the taunts and bullying comments from other kids, something like that. So look at that. Like, the mother felt like, I have no qualifications, I haven't got a good job, I want to send my kid to university. And she did whatever she thought, because I'm not going to judge her and say she's right or wrong, even though my dignity and integrity wouldn't allow me to do sex work and be paid for sex, because I would feel too disgusted with myself. And I'm not saying these women are disgusting, I'm just saying I would not feel okay with it. It would mess with me psychologically. Physically, it would be disgusting having a stranger you don't love touching you, because sometimes even when you've had a one night stand, it's the alcohol made you, feel okay to let this loser touch you. And then in the morning you were like, yuck, why did I let this person touch me? I would never if I wasn't drunk, And so, yeah, so look at how that woman was judged by her own kid. The one who became a doctor, he went off and got married and didn't even speak to the mum again. So she sacrificed and embarrassed herself, well, the community saw it as, you've embarrassed yourself, you've lowered yourself, you've disgraced yourself. We all know your secrets, your kids are ashamed, they get bullied. And the very one that she felt, I'm sacrificing for you, he didn't even want to speak to her after he got his doctorate or medical, became a medical doctor. I can't remember which one. But how sad is that? So that just goes to show that you could sacrifice yourself and martyr yourself for someone, and they could turn around and throw it in your face, or take the help you give them and then still step on you and not care. And you can take that however you want it. Like, people might say, yeah, well, she shouldn't have bothered to help the son then. Or some might say, well, no, she took the chance to help her son, it's not her fault her kids were disloyal or something. I don't know. Like, I'm not judging the women, I'm just saying the stories. People can formulate their own opinions about it. I'm not having any judgments on these women. I'm just saying, me personally, if I did do something like sex work, it would be the last straw. I would have to be so down and out and suffering, and in my opinion, I'd rather steal than, I'd rather steal food to survive than to take money in that way for someone to have sex with me. I just couldn't. My dignity wouldn't allow it. To me, I'd rather die, probably. I'd literally be like, okay, I can't steal food anymore. Okay, that's me dead. Where's the bridge? I'm jumping off. Like, I swear, I could not go through with that. Like, even if someone I knew, like, say if someone in the area who just said, oh, you're on hard times, all right, I'll give you this money, but you have to do something sexual to me, I would be furious that, hold on a minute, you're taking advantage of me at my lowest point, you piece of crap. Like, how are you not kind enough to, like, lend me the money, and then when I get back on my feet, I pay you back? Now I see you're a devil, and how dare you prey on me in my darkest hour, you know? And karma has no deadline. For anyone who's preying on, vulnerable people, and trying to use them in their lowest hour, you will get your karma. That is disgusting. People should go out into the world and help others with no agenda, no hidden agenda, and you know, no abusive thought in their mind. You should genuinely want to help others, or leave people alone. If you can't help, at least do no harm. And so I remember, let me tell this quick story. I remember when I was with my first husband and we went to New Zealand because he was from there. So this is the first time I went over there to meet his family and look around and see what it was like. and I remember one of his friends was getting married, so he's already been engaged for a year, and their marriage was coming up. But his girlfriend, sorry, his fiance, wife to be, she was meant to come with us to go out for a New Year's Eve party, and then she didn't come because they'd had an argument or something. And the guy was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to marry her. And we were like, what are you talking about? Don't be stupid. Like, you just had a little argument. Like, just get over it. I'm sure, I'm sure if you've been with her for a whole year and you intended to marry her, like, how bad is the argument? So he was like, oh, I just want to forget the argument. Let's go have fun. So then me being a young, dumb, kind of wanting to impress males and not really knowing how to interact with males well, like, because I didn't have a good dad, and so I kind of was always trying to be not a tomboy, but always wanting to be one of the lads. But obviously I'm a female, but so I wasn't like a bisexual or a lesbian or anything. I wasn't a tomboy as in I wanted to be a boy. I just wanted to fit in with them, kind of thing. Yeah, so we went to that one and only strip club in New Zealand. Well, not in the whole country, in that city. It was a really small, like, well, yeah, it was a really small place. And so we went there, and then I was really, really drunk. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's go. And I walk into the strip club, and all the women were like coming up to me like, oh wow, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so beautiful. And I was like, why are these women touching me and kissing me on the cheek? And it was kind of freaking me out because I'm not into girls in any way, so I didn't want these strange women touching me. But I don't know if they were impressed that I was with this group of men, or if they thought I was bi because I came there. I had no idea. But so my husband, we were already together, married, and so I usually was quite a jealous person back then. I'm not now, but oh God, I was so jealous back then. Like, so at first when I was really drunk, I didn't feel too bad seeing him around the naked women because I was so drunk. But something kept telling me like, hold on, I'm just gonna do another video. So yeah, look out for the next one. Look out for part 4 because my voice is going. I need to have another drink. Okay, bye.